The content, views, and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the producer and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the City of Bremerton, BCAT, their officials, or their employees. Hello, I'm Elise of Joyful Plant. Welcome to Gardening Through Art. Let's begin. Today, we'll be doing a charcoal, watercolor, and oil paint exercise inspired by Mr. Quincy Delight Jones, Jr. We'll explore how music, light, sound, and colors can enhance our gardening and creative experiences. Mr. Jones discovered his love for music in Bremerton, and throughout his career, he encouraged many young artists. We consider how the new Quincy Square in Bremerton can help independent artists grow profoundly, as Mr. Jones did. To follow along at home, you'll need charcoal or Conte crayon, watercolor paint set, oil paint set, a canvas, an arrangement, and optionally some music or nature sounds. This is an exercise Mr. Jones described in his book, 12 Notes on Life and Creativity, to loosen your multimedia mindset. Let's start with a charcoal sketch. Think about how the lines you draw represent the structure of your garden. Let's add watercolor to bring in the vibrancy of the plants. Finally, use oil paints to highlight details and add texture. While you work, consider playing some music that inspires you. Music can stimulate the release of dopamine, which enhances pleasure and creativity. Adjust the lighting to create a soothing atmosphere. Natural light can boost your serotonin levels and improve your mood. Reflect on how these elements make you feel. Engaging multiple senses can enhance your creative expression and physical well-being. Gardening, like art, engages various sensory experiences. The smell of soil, due to compounds like geosmin, can lower your heart rate and promote relaxation. Visual stimulation from vibrant colors of flowers can increase serotonin levels, improving mood and reducing stress. In many native cultures, plants are believed to carry unique vibrations that contribute to their healing qualities. Just like a garden is an orchestra of plants, each contributing its own vibration, music, and art can come together to create a harmonious experience. Try painting an arrangement with mixed media. You don't have to be defined. Quincy Jones once said, "Music was the one thing I could control. It was the one world that offered me freedom." This sentiment can inspire young artists to find freedom through music or artistry. Plants carry a vibration unique to their character. A garden is like an orchestra. This can be explained with science or observation. I have selected a canvas to roughly paint a watercolor ground, to draw and then paint a poinsettia. We'll start with either charcoal or a Conte crayon to create a rough sketch, just looking at allowing this process to consider opening our minds to what we see, not just what we know. If we would like to feel successful in our craft, we study, we practice, we might seek out our mentors. And if we're feeling bold enough, we might even ask them to mentor us. This is just a loose sketch of S shapes and C shapes as we've practiced before. This is a way to practice a little bit of line drawing, and sometimes charcoal or Conte can allow us to free our mind space a little bit. Especially if we're working with multimedia, we'll have some freedom to add different layers. So if we play with messy art, it allows us to focus on the process of the making of the art. Musical notes have a music therapy that uses frequencies that are measured in hertz. They can reduce stress and they can enhance our well-being. Some of these are the solfeggio frequencies, and a theory that specifically assigns a measure of the musical scale in hertz to a chakra. You might play around with different frequencies of music to see which resonate with you. And if there are some you're drawn to, you can incorporate that into your art creating process. Color therapy or chromotherapy uses wavelengths to impact our well-being. With plant vibrations, there are bioelectrical signals that can be measured in microvolts, and those are influenced by sound vibrations. They can be used in horticultural therapy to improve mental health by releasing serotonin. The serotonin in soil can also help. If we're handling soil with Mycobacterium vacci, can release feelings of happiness and well-being by increasing our serotonin levels, and the earthy aroma of soil due to geosmin can lower our heart rate and promote relaxation. The colors in a garden or an arrangement provide visual stimulation, producing neurotransmitters linked to pleasure and happiness, such as both serotonin and dopamine. We're going to begin painting watercolor on this piece. I've been talking for a few years with my dear friend, Dr. Rachel Jones. She is an industry leader for veterinarians in holistic veterinary care. I was messaging with Dr. Rachel at the end of October, and she mentioned she was with her dad, Mr. Quincy Jones. So I told her it would be neat to get in touch with him and be sure that his wishes and his mission were honored in the creation of this wonderful Quincy Square in downtown Bremerton. And it was less than a week after that he passed away at the age of 91. And Mr. Jones' stories of his life are important for all of us to read. I hope everybody has a chance to read this book, 12 Notes on Life and Creativity. The insight that he provides from having a challenging upbringing to using every opportunity to learn more about music. He also talks about practicing our science-minded thinking in our left brain and being able to be dynamic as an artist. Be open to what is created and do the best that we can. I think this book provides life lessons for anybody. It can change your life in some surprising ways. He also encountered all kinds of close calls in his life and was extremely grateful to make it to 91 and have success in life being defined by loving your family, being respected by your critics, and still continuing to work. So he was extremely influential, was close with Nelson Mandela and Maya Angelou, discovered Oprah and Michael Jackson. He was limitless in the category of music. Started in more of the jazz arenas of Seattle, playing with Louis Armstrong, and the name count goes on and on. He played with or arranged or worked with absolutely pretty much everybody in the musical industry. I was telling Rachel as a friend that we greet our deceased grandparents and our ancestors in the moon in our family. And I told her that we've added her father to the moon in our greetings. I didn't realize until last night that her father's music has been played on the moon. The life and legacy of Mr. Quincy Jones is extremely beneficial to the artists on Earth. I wish I could have met him. I feel a soul connection to the level of positivity and willingness to persevere. I'm often reminded by a couple phrases that he would repeat. One of them being, not 1 ounce of my self-worth is dependent on your opinion of me. I am hopeful and encouraged that this Quincy Square will be helpful and profound and inspiring. There will never be another Quincy Jones just like he was, but we can do the best we can with our positivity, with our learning about ourselves through our creative work and prioritizing what is important. When we engage our creative interest, we can really loosen up the action we do on a canvas or with our musical instruments. The practice is more important than the result. So some of it is tuning our observation and honing our intuition to be able to see nature, to be able to hear music. And the more we practice that, the better it becomes. So find that natural place where you're wanting to stop. You don't want to overwork. So here we have the watercolor portion. And then once that is no longer wet, we can mix up some oils and try to expand the creativity to an even further point of our intuition. So we'll add just a tiny bit more of an oil paint, and you can mix it up or put it on straight and really just let it help you expand your view of what your creativity is. When you don't like the art, keep working harder. It can help you see what there is to learn when we expand beyond our comfort zone in the artistic realm. In any medium, you can expand as an artist your entire life. And Mr. Jones was one person that really helped us understand that you don't have to quit, you don't have to be defined, and you can keep working as long as you are vertical, your heart is pumping, it is a good day. So continuing to understand the value of gratitude and joy and how our understanding of the beauty of life helps us create, and it helps us see the world better. So whether or not you believe in yourself as an artist right now, it's important to challenge that and practice, see what you can come up with. The oil paint is a different consistency. They typically say oil and water don't mix. I challenge you to see for yourself. You can continue to play with mediums. And if it makes you uncomfortable, probably keep going with it. Push your abilities. And sometimes it's not the end result that matters as much as the willingness to try something new, defining yourself in a different way than what you always have been told. You can be new every day. You are not dependent on other people's opinions of you or even your opinions of yourself for the time. Stay positive and keep trying. I think we'll call that good for now. Today, we explored undefining creativity with gardening through art and using Quincy Jones's creative exercise. Our brains are creatively active when we engage all of our senses. Engaging in activities like gardening can help improve mental health by increasing our serotonin levels and reducing stress. Quincy Square in Bremerton will feature interactive musical equipment, a small stage for performances, and murals depicting Bremerton's rich history with artists, especially Black, Indigenous, and people of color. By offering a space for artists to perform, collaborate, and share their work, Quincy Square will foster community and creativity. In Mr. Jones' words, imagine what a harmonious world it could be if every single person, both young and old, shared a little bit of what he is good at doing. Thank you for joining me on this journey. For more projects and inspiration, visit our website and share your creations using the hashtag gardening through art. See you next time.